Okay, y'all. We ready for a little monologue moment? Y'all ready to get educated? Make some noise for education. We love people who do advocacy and speaking and shit like that, right? Yeah. This next performer is going to be speaking about somebody who several months ago we had a death in our community of a nationally famous queer performer, Teresa Nervosa, from the Butthole Surfers, Slack, and of I Love Video Mural fame.
Yes.
Okay, so they're gonna be speaking on that. This next entertainer is a trans dude and drag queen. Make some noise for Debbie Penetration.
This will blow your gourd. I had this friend, alright, she's a gynecologist in Hollywood, and she scored this for me from the lab where she works. It's a Madonna Pap Smear. I know it's kind of cloudy, but it's a Madonna Pap Smear. It's got Ciccone on the top, that's like, you know, like a medical label, Ciccone. Check it out. I know it's kind of disgusting, but it's like, it's sort of like getting down to the real Madonna. I don't know if you can see it now. I freaked out when it came in the mail. It had 2 pubic hairs in it, and I showed it to this asshole, and he stole one of them. But if you look real close, you can see it's still in there. It's about as black as they come. Interested in buying something like this? It's like a high dollar item. It's, you know, one of a kind. It's like chance of a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty broke though.
What about you? Do you think you know anyone who might be? I mean, it's a little bit getting closer to the, you know, the rock god herself than just a poster. You know? All right, you guys lost. I thought I could, you know, maybe swing a bargain, you know? Alright, can't blame me, I tried. It's a material world and I'm a material girl.
No music yet. Hey everyone! That's for the outro, thank you. Hey, so I am here to talk about Teresa Nervosa, and before we get started, I am going to take a quick poll just so I know what I'm working with here. So I would like for you to applaud if you're familiar with Richard Linklater's 1990 classic Austen movie, Slacker. Alright. By the way, Maggie was in a sequel to Slacker. Maggie, who from Share our very own. Alright. Now, I would like for you to applaud if you are aware that for the last 4 decades, there has been a band on this earth called the Butthole Surfers. Wonderful. Okay, and I'm really curious about this one. This is the $1 million question. I would like for you to applaud if you are aware that Austin had a nationally famous queer punk scene in the 1980s. That's great. Not as many applause, but that's okay, because it's not like they teach our queer history in schools here. So I'm going to give you a quick crash course. So, some of the more prominent musicians in Austin's nationally famous queer punk scene were Teresa Nervosa and King Coffee from the Butthole Surfers, Gary Floyd from the Dicks, Randy Biscuit Turner from the Big Boys, Dave Dichter from NDC, Chris Wing from Sharon Tate's Baby, and Gretchen Phillips from Meat Joy, which is due to have a reunion show here on this very stage on Thursday, October 19th. Highly recommended. So, to return to Teresa, if you're not familiar with the Butthole Surfers as a band, words fail, but they were the embodiment of totally brilliant, unbridled creative weirdness. And through them, Teresa became a nationally visible and gender non-conforming musician. Slacker came out in 1990. It was an award-winning indie film directed by local and later Oscar-winning director Richard Linklater. And it was roughly a series of about 5-minute scenes depicting an array of quirky Austin characters, mostly portrayed by local musicians. Teresa's Madonna Pap Smear scene was the hit of the movie, and bolstered by the fact that the movie poster was a close-up of her Pap Smear pusher character, she inadvertently became the face of Generation X in the 90s. That led to a huge mural of her being painted on almost all of the south-facing wall on the Airport Boulevard location of I Love Video. Sadly, we lost that recently when it changed to a different business. However, I am pleased to announce that the same frame of Teresa as her Pap Smear pusher character is going to be painted on the side of the Varsity Theater on the drag in her memory. So I mainly overlapped with Teresa in the like 15 to 20 year ago time frame. So ironically, the only specific conversation that I can remember having with her all these years later was actually the two of us bonding over being, quote, women in the male-dominated rock and roll scene. But that said, having both seen her in general, and especially having seen her looking 100% like a cis dude in a 3-piece suit, I think it's likely that she was not any more of a, quote, woman than I was.
Yeah.
I really wish that we could have revisited that conversation more recently, now that we have so many more terms to describe our experiences with gender. But whatever the wording, at the end of the day, she was a fellow disabled AFAB person who was a performer, who was also a survivor of many things, and was also a very masculine of center person. As a teen, as a 20-something, as a 30-something, and as part of a 40-something, she was pretty much the only time I ever got to see myself on a stage until very, very recent times. And that really meant a lot in a world where I didn't get to see myself at all.
Amen.
My heartfelt thanks goes out to her partner Cheryl, who helped take good care of her during her battle with end-stage lung disease, and who reported that she died, quote, clean and sober, peacefully in her sleep.
Aww.
Farewell, Teresa. You impacted the world, you were a world-class drummer, and you were an incredibly sweet person. You meant the world to us. Thank you.
Education. Do y'all feel educated? That's right. I love it. We love to see it. Y'all, we're going to keep this show going. If y'all don't know where you are, this is BTBD. It is